So for this episode, I want to talk about the behind the scenes of how casually explained videos are made. As with almost any project, it all starts with a first idea. I've been asked before how I go about writing something when I'm having a hard time getting started and I'm not feeling inspired, and it's simply a matter of being contractually obligated and having your livelihood at stake. So once I come up with the main idea, I make a bullet list of all the main subtopics I want to talk about, then I write the jokes that just come naturally to me right away. Okay, so after that I like to start fleshing out each bullet point with more information. Even if it's not funny, it can help explain the topic, and you often find new points to jump off of as you go. Most of the time I do it from my head, which is probably why I'm not in university anymore, but if it's a bit more of a foreign topic, I usually do a bit of research. Nothing too in-depth, usually muscle memory. Usually Wikipedia or what comes up on Google is fine. So after that stage, I repeat the previous steps until I have about 2 pages of content. One of the most common strategies for writing is writing more than you need, trimming out all the bad parts and errors, writing more, trimming out all the bad parts and errors, and repeating until you have something of sufficient quality. Not everyone writes exactly like this, and personally I don't use this technique because my scripts are always perfect the first time. One of the biggest struggles of writing things that are supposed to be funny is being able to tell if it is funny. Partly because you spent so long revising the same line over and over again to make sure it's exactly how you want it, that you can't even tell if it's good anymore. So it's a smart idea to run everything by your friends and family to see what they think first. You don't usually get honest feedback because they don't want to see you cry. They leave that to the YouTube comments. But the real art is being able to differentiate between real laughs and sympathy laughs. I found that pretty frequently the jokes I spend the most time on no one cares about, and the ones I almost didn't include hit the hardest. I figured out it's because I don't know what I'm doing. Now, after the trial run is over and my eyes have dried, I take all of my expanded bullet points, put them in some kind of sensible order, and then write all the transitions to tie them together into some kind of narrative. At this point, I basically have a finished script and I start thinking about drawing the pictures. I've been asked before how I decided on the art style I have for my videos, and I didn't actually decide anything, it's just the best that I can do. So I started with Microsoft Paint, but I've since stepped it up to Photoshop, thanks for noticing, and I use After Effects to put all the pictures and the audio together. I use a snowball mic for recording, and when you're doing that, one of the hardest parts that most people don't think about is choosing the delivery for a line. I have no comedic range, so this is fairly straightforward for me. Syncing the pictures with the audio is a bit frustrating, but you know you're on the home stretch. Then once you hit that magical render button, all the hard work is done. After one particular video, my friend said, "Wow, nice work. You obviously spent a lot of time on that one. Must have been at least 3 or 4 hours." Usually takes me 40 or 50 hours an episode, but if there's anything I believe in, it's always try to take a compliment, because you never know which one might be your first. At this final stage, it's time to publish, and I always try to publish at 9 a.m. Eastern, which means 6 a.m. where I live. You can schedule your posts, but I always stick around in case something goes wrong, and sometimes it's hard to sleep because I'm so excited to impress all the strangers on the internet that I've never seen. Lastly, if you're thinking about making videos or writing, just get started and learn as you go. I will warn you though that even if you're funny in real life, it doesn't mean you know how to write something funny, and just because you can write something funny doesn't mean you're funny in real life, sadly. And remember, if you associate your character with your real self, people you know will start wondering where the joking ends and your actual self begins, a distinction I myself can no longer make. So keep your wits about you.